Alright, hello and welcome to another 10v10 game. This one's gonna be another post-game commentary because I had some difficulties while recording, while I played, right? So anyways, we're gonna just cast the game like this. It's gonna be the 4th UK Armor Division pushing into Echo on urban front lines. And I opened with double Fox, triple motorized scouts in the Saxons, triple javelin in the Saxons as well. There's gonna be AVRE Centurions times two double motor rifles and two Chieftain Mark 9s plus Sultan command units. There's gonna be a Stolly to follow up
Beware,
all of that
enemy nearby.
and provide some 1500 supply. Now next to me is 11th easy it seems, and here aero scout, so that has to be like this is high dynamic range London, right? This could be, I don't know, maybe 101st or something because it's a Black Hawk, maybe 82nd, who knows.
Beware, enemy nearby.
Anyways, Polish people are gonna be opening with East German people, sorry. Yeah, the game was played yesterday, I already forgot. But East German people will be opening with Heinz and rocket-equipped helicopters. I purchased the
Taking notes.
Phantom F3. Now,
Beware,
this Phantom
enemy nearby.
doesn't have a cannon,
Bandits ahead.
so my
On
motorized
course.
scouts obviously not having the greatest time ever, and we run into entire 4th mod Schützen. Now this guy does no damage whatsoever, and somehow he does manage to actually evac, which was quite surprising, honestly. But let's focus on the ground. So Fox about to get smacked. Yeah, there we go. Second Fox died as well, I believe. Motorized scouts are retreating on this side. These guys are just dying. Chieftains are arriving right now and motorized rifles, but it's already too late. The 4th Motschützen forward deployment is exceptionally cool, so yeah, that's not gonna be pleasant to play against. Sultan does manage to smoke off, and that's gonna be retreating. Centurions are arriving as well. There's a massive blob of T-34s ramming the 11th easy, man. Holy shit, actually, I do wanna see this. This is some Wargame Red Dragon AI stuff, basically. Cluster will delete my Saxon here. Luckily, Cluster doesn't do much damage to infantry, let alone infantry in the buildings. Look at this damage, though. Yeah, extremely high damage against the entrenched infantry, but he does have Mattis. And he retreated from this building, which is very smart of him. He's gonna just run back. These are not up-vetted, you'll notice. There's the BMP-1. Chieftain Mark 9 is not the great tank by any means, right? Motorized scouts on 1 HP will be chilling on return fire here just to provide optics. And we have double mortar, plus there's gonna be another Centurion coming in. Now,
Back up. Back up.
T10M does have Gorillion
Ammo smoke.
front armor, I believe. I mean, not really, but considering I'm fighting it with chieftains, yeah, it's difficult. So it's gonna be some more retreating from this position. 11th easy got absolutely run over this area, and he then deployed triple Snapper's Phlegm into tank BLOB. That's, yeah, that's unfortunate. And then the Sagaya missed, and it keeps driving into them. Oh my god! All right, mortars on this side will be trying to do some damage against the Fallschirmjägers in this building. There should be 175 mil artillery purchase. There it is. And yeah, this guy is just falling apart. I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do against 4th Mutchison. So back to +2. These guys are on defensive here. The right side is being aggressive, but we got Bravo and they are kind of aggressively pushing into Golf. So there's that, right? At least somewhere we are doing fine. Right, so Saxon about to get blown up by this RPG. And there we go. Motorized scouts will be engaging that. T10M engages the Stolly. Su-24M Napalm does get shot down by the javelins, so, a bit unexpected from the javelins, really, to actually kill an
Second
aircraft.
highway is hit.
T-62 command apparently free to just wreak havoc on these sappers. 175 mil artillery will start engaging the Fallschirmjäger. So that was my strat from this point on. Basically,
Yes, Captain.
I lost the opener. He
We
has
are
forward
taking
deployed
it
special
home.
forces. I don't. I wasn't able to dislodge him with my ground units in the next few minutes, and then I resorted to just artillery and slowly grinding down the special forces and eventually amassing cheap British armor too. I mean, you'll see. I don't want to spoil anything, right?
Beware.
Mortars. Gonna be engaging the Mudschützen in this building. Motorized scouts trying to push, provide optics for the Centurions, but then there is this
British highway is hit.
unspeakable guy here that was about to sideshot my Centurion here.
All
That was
ammo
some massive
spent.
damage against Fallschirmjägers. They're not sure what kind of bomber this is. Napalm, luckily. Little does he know that napalm bombers are kind of useless, right? This side's still pushing. They are losing
Second
some
highway
heavy
is hit.
tanks, as you can see. Here, still on the defense. 175 mil will be engaging that
This is Red
unspeakable
2.
guy.
Enemy spotted.
Mirage 5F drops the high explosive payload, dies, and then doesn't kill anyone. That's just how NATO payloads do be in this game. There's gonna be an entire reservist push into our side of urban area here, so this was something that had to be addressed. Mortars will try to help against this because these were all on low HP, so I was like, maybe I can actually get some kills with the mortars, but he's pushing into me with reservists, so I was kind of forced to actually evac here. Jaguar seat. Yeah, man. I mean, you can't really say anything to the guy because 11 feet is like a very difficult division to play. It's just, I wouldn't say difficult, but very frustrating compared to like other new divs in the game. They're just very, I don't know, underperforming, really, I would say. Scimitar Spyglass were also deployed. This division got that in recent update. It has exceptional optics. It's still a scimitar, but it's cool scimitar now. Chieftains and the Centurions and Scimitar trying to, help our friend here. Roland does go down. So far on the front line, it's stationary. Fallschirmjägers are kind of forcing me to retreat with my infantry. MiG-29 flying above, looking very scary there. So these reservists, I did purchase. So this was a Rapier Darkfire, but there should be some infantry, some motorized scouts arriving to solve this issue. Mortars again trying to do some suppression against Fallschirmjägers in these buildings. This guy gets obliterated by the cluster artillery.
Damn, backwards.
So his mistake was, actually entering that building because now you're facing two Centurions that are basically built to dislodge you in the building, right? Yeah, so these reservists are not having the greatest time ever. Another 175 mil artillery was purchased as well. Rapier almost gets smacked with the RPG because I wasn't paying attention, but luckily it didn't happen. I mean, you'll see. There we go. He's turning. Double 175 mil will be trying to delete the Metis special forces as well. So as far as I remember, if you equip all cards of Fallschirmjägers in the 4th Mudschützen, you will get 12 squads, right? Maybe, I don't know. Could be, I'm gonna check after the game. Plus command ones. If I can keep killing them, he's gonna run out of special forces at some point, and then I can just push into regular infantry. This gets hit with the artillery. Stolten is still alive from the beginning of the game. +1 for NATO now because I mean look at these off-player positions. Absolutely insane, and then this guy is interesting name. This guy is pushing in with the armor. So that was nice. Reservists will be blowing up my Scully there, unfortunately. I think I got one squad of Fallschirmjägers here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they just moved and then This is me marking this position so I can remember where the other Fallschirmjägers are, right? There we go. That's a kill. 175 mil is slapping hard, right? There's heavy air defenses in the back. These guys are trying to make some offensive moves here, but you know,
Bereit machen.
we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to spoil stuff. Another bomber is coming in. Luckily, it was another napalm. So napalm does some initial damage to infantry and buildings, but then the fire itself can damage the infantry when they are in the building, right? Fallschirmjägers are getting hit by some teammates' artillery, so that's nice. Building does collapse and they get killed. 175 mils will be trying to dislodge these two infantry squads because it's two squads in one building, including Fallschirmjägers, right? So very, very good target. I mean, this is very good positioning, right? Exceptionally well played.
We've used up all our ammo, sir.
Right, so they get the full cap. Again, my artillery is arriving. Look at that damage, though. Like I said, if I can just keep deleting his high value squads one by one, then I can, you know, eventually push in. Uh, in the meantime, there's gonna be more chieftains, another rapier, because I did want to punish these napalm bombers eventually, right? So there's gonna be the second rapier, Darkfire, arriving. This is me again marking this position for the another Fallschirmjäger squad. In the middle, it's still looking rough. I'm trying to kind of resupply these infantry squads, keeping them in the back. This is also my marker to remember where the unspeakable guy is, which I assume is going to be the next target because someone is already hitting this. Yeah, just a slow grind for now with artillery. You know, these guys are providing nice optics. Javelin does get hit. There we go. Artillery is going to be aiming. And there's going to be more mortars arriving to eventually try and provide smoke. Not sure whose smoke was this. Yeah, I'm really not sure because I don't know. I don't have just adequate infantry to push in here, and he did have helicopters and everything. My transport gets smacked, and then almost. All right, the unspeakable guy gets smacked as well. There we go. You just can't escape these high caliber artillery pieces, really. Now, I believe this was packed smoke, unironically, because he was trying to just get these positions, right? These two buildings. Maybe even this one, and then fortify his position further. Now, he does run into Centurion, that's like built to shoot people in the face. So, Saxon does get blown up, but you know, it's just a transport, really. Alright, some counter-arty attempts. I'm at the moment going for the BMP-1 because BMP-1 is engaging something and you know, it's again a nice kill. Still amassing the chieftains and centurions, and there should be
We can't take
some
anything
infantry,
away
so
our
triple
troops can
javelin
get
to
back.
actually cover the tanks against the Hinds, right? Sadly, the scouts died. I was actually switching to the D10M with the artillery because it's like way better target than this BMP, right? So this is gonna be the first attempt at
This
pushing
is where
into the
enemy
sector.
spotted.
Fallschirmjägers are stunned, but it's chieftain.
Yes,
If it was
sir.
this guy, it would be another story. There's another MiG-23 Naples. Can we punish that?
Mark one.
Yes, we can. See, except this guy was maybe a bit a bit too far back, but you know,
Right up.
it is what it is.
Look for
Saxton's
trouble.
moving in first. This guy is still stuck in the invisible Naples. See, there's not like nothing is burning, but he's losing HP. Very annoying, actually. Another napalm bomber was punished from the other guy, though.
Second
So,
highway is hit.
motorized scouts
Moving
are
right.
absolutely getting wrecked. Another special forces squad is dead. Chieftains are now joining in. The scimitar spyglass provides
We're getting shot
exceptional
up.
optics. In the meantime, this guy could have retreated, honestly. T10M was wrecked as well. I will be losing some tanks because it's
That was
just Chieftain
close.
Mark 9s.
Moving right up.
T55s are more than capable of fighting them.
Confirmation.
So yeah, there was that.
All ammo spent.
These motorized rifles are gonna be retreating soon. T10M, another target for the artillery.
We can't
Javelins
take
are
it
gonna be
anymore.
unloading here to further
All ammo spent.
defend us against helicopters and bombers. And I think that's a kill. Not really, almost though. So teammates cluster does do some damage to the T-55s. He sadly does manage to actually save this guy, which I didn't realize at the time, so I wasted a bunch of ammo really for nothing. But you know, it do be like that sometimes. Right, so that was the first failed attempt at pushing. My guy got confused, started target switching. Chieftain's now gonna be smacking some BMP-1s, I believe. Because now he was forced to retreat. The Sultan is there. Eventually it's gonna get into the sector, so you can see Chieftain from this range can one-shot the BMP-1. At least that's something good. That's gonna be another... Never mind. It's not gonna be a kill. T-10 killed here, but there's this BMP-1, or some ATGM somewhere. Another BMP-1 wrecked. Eventually this Carl Gustav... Never mind. So... now there's the blob of this stuff, right? So I was like, at this moment, I was like, alright, sure. Yeah, this was a panic mode, basically, in this moment, because, like, these guys are trying to get in these buildings, and, you know, like, once these guys unload, you basically need the bomber to actually deal with this. Javelins are luckily in the area to deal with the Hind, but they're all missing because it's British AA, right? And the game is made in France, so yeah, he unloaded. There's gonna be a bomber purchased very soon. Yeah, there it is. Because that's like, you know, it's a must. Armor is trying to retreat in the meantime, so we don't suffer further losses. So Phantom FGR-2 high explosive bomber coming in. We'll try to do some damage to these KDA ships, right? So my FPS is dying, but you know, I think that's triple kill. 3 squads deleted with that bomber. I think he does manage to... never mind. He does die in that F-16 high explosive as well. Yeah, absolute panic mode when this guy unloaded all of that. But eventually, right, we were able to actually deal with that. There should be some more infantry purchased on my part, I believe. So all of this armor retreated. The Grad missed, which is very important. Spartan about to get blown up by the RPG-2. Actually not, they are routed. This guy will just destroy the entire building, apparently. Artillery aims at the Strela, right? So, like, 175 mils played a very big part in this, just slowly grinding down the 4th Machbitten during the entire game. I'm not gonna just focus on artillery work here, right? So, this is the new staging area. Everyone is waiting to get resupplied. Mortars are, I think, hitting this general position. Chieftain trying to kind of hunt down the remaining KDA Schützen, help these Panther Grants, and Kelly's right. MiG-25 RBF high explosive coming in from the KDA player. Does get punished, I believe. And... not really, alright, that's a big sad. Do be like that. There is some Mutt rifles coming in. So reinforcements are arriving. Kind gets smacked, finally. You'll notice how a few javelins died, and this javelin's like the only thing that's like close to the sector, but you know, the problem was the fact that this guy just rushed us, and then we had to like reorganize. Darkfire Rapier is getting hit with Grad. I believe it does manage to load into the rover here and actually live. Eventually, yeah, there we go. So it lived. That's what's important. 175 mil artillery will be engaging Razvedka BMP-1, and there's going to be a marker soon on this thing. Because every time, you know, it's a special forces unspeakable guy. It's look, triple veterans. It's not special forces, but it's I don't know why it's not special forces though. But every other East German airborne unit is special forces, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyways, it's a big target. See, there's the marker. And then there's the marker here as well, because something was spotted. Bradley goes down. Very expensive Bradley as well, so who wins this, right? Obviously the packed equipment, right? So, MOT rifles have arrived. Triple motorized scouts are in the area, so that this kind of shenanigans doesn't happen again. Just look at this street. Yeah. Alright, so Unspeakable Guy does get deleted there. This artillery is now gonna have to relocate. And double Chinook supply is arriving because I had so many damaged vehicles that like only double Chinook would be enough to actually resupply all of that. This is gonna be, I believe, the next target for the artillery. MI2 is scouting everything, but not for long because the Fliegerfaust, the symbolic AA unit, right, does the job finally. Still, double after chilling in the back here, these guys have managed to get into their sector. Artillery almost getting hit, so that's gonna mess up my timing with the shots here, but damage is damage. Fallschirmjäger is escaping on 1 HP, and more T-55s coming in. Now Staxtons here are about to get obliterated. I just really can't be bothered microing this, trying to make them live, because it's just a Staxton at the end of the day, right? Some artillery, again, getting pounded here. They do sadly manage to escape. And like I said, double Chinook will be resupplying all the vehicles. In the meantime, there's gonna be another Scimitar Spyglass, Chieftain Mark 9 and Centurion arriving, and there's gonna be another Mark 9, plus another command unit. So slowly but surely preparing for the next push. It's a very expensive unit to be just sitting there on 1 HP though. Something was spotted, I believe double SPG-9 was in this building, so that's gonna be the next target for 175mm RT. And I think I'm just waiting for these guys to arrive. There's gonna be another attempt at assaulting the Echo here. MiG-29 flies very close to the front line, doesn't get punished though. Never mind. Alright, Einsatzgruppe are pushing, plus Smatov player, so he's actually doing the attacking right now, trying to further solidify his position. That's gonna be a kill, I believe. Yes, there it is. T-55 dead. Javelin is trying to escape. Saxton is trying to kind of stop these guys. So, artillery in the meantime is relocating. Mortars are ready. Yeah, this is me giving out orders to all of my armor. Bradley gets blown up. There's cluster hitting my previous artillery position. Very close to the Chieftain and the Sultan here. Actually, yeah, that's very scary. Didn't realize this was a thing. Because I was busy just right-clicking everyone. Left-clicking, rather. For the attack. Javelin does manage to live. Einsatzgruppe will be absolutely obliterated by the 175mm artillery. They might live. Yeah, they will live, but they are really unable to do anything. And the Javelin gets cracked here by some heavy artillery. The motorized scouts at the same time are pushing to provide some further optics. The T-55 is, I believe, going to be the next target. Actually not. So something was spotted in this building, right? But let's stop focusing on the artillery, and let's watch this epic cheap armored push. So 4th UK armored, doing what it's designed to do pretty much. These Steam games just have Gorillion of everything and send it forward. And then watch everything die, right? I mean, this is like Buratino is basically needed to stop this, or like a bunch of bombers, right? I mean, one T-80 UD would be enough to just kill all of this, to be fair, but there is no 119, right? Against me. Look at that damage. And the scats are going first. Because I will rather lose Scat or Saxon than the Chieftain, right? This guy gets napalmed. M1A1 AJ Abrams is about to die to the flames. That's why you don't use super heavy tank CV. Yeah. So Grad hit my position here. Sultan will be forced to actually stop and not die to the Grad. I will keep this pushed up to do some more damage to this remaining infantry. Yeah, so I'm slowly starting to smoke off my units, I believe. So this died, and then everyone smokes, right? Time to run away from this scary hind. And the napalm is being dropped again. We are unable to punish that, so the Sultan might actually die to the flames here, sadly. Yeah, just slowly trying to retreat everyone. I believe this guy burns to death. This guy burns as well, and the Sultan dies. So maybe it doesn't die really, but I lost the Centurion. I think two Centurions even, which is not a terrible loss for the amount of damage I just did. Also, this guy on 1 HP is still chilling in the sector, so that's a thing. Everyone, again, retreating in the staging area, waiting to get resupplied, and we should have... Alright, triple track rapier because I was traumatized by this napalm strike. +4, because this is now contested, we are fully capping this, and this as well. And, you know, middle is still critical, but eventually we do get in there. Stolten was moved down this way, to the right, so this doesn't kill it, right? I was expecting artillery to actually hit this position, because if I was the opponent, I would be arting this position, right? Right. Triple rifles have also unloaded. Now these transports are behind buildings. Chieftain had engine destroyed, I believe. Yeah, so yeah, it was just stuck. Mortars will be hitting this area just to try and kill the Stevie, but I think the 175 RT killed the Stevie at this point. That's, I mean, Oh my god, alright, that hurts. Yeah, that's really painful though. So, double fire team leader is interesting in the same building as well. I mean, you know, at least just spread them. Whatever, that's gonna be dying, right? We are resupplying everyone in the back. In the meantime, there's militants that was resupplying the artillery, and then the Chinook resupplying on the FOB. These two Chinooks are already empty, so yeah, it takes quite a lot of supply to actually keep this armored blob going. Mortars will be hitting this area now. And I'm hitting some transports here because I figured there might be some weapon teams or squads with these guys. F-15 Eagle does take out the Hind, but... Alright, that was... If that guy lived, yeah, that would... I mean... Once back in the early access, when 24th National Guard released, I had a game, it was a 2v2 on Death Row, and there was a guy playing 24th, I was playing, I believe, 119. He purchased the Strike Eagle, you know, random story time, whatever. He purchased the Strike Eagle, deleted my T-80UD, my two Strala 10s, missed the guy 3 times. I sent in the Su-27 to kill the Strike Eagle, and then the Strike Eagle turned, killed my Su-27, and escaped all the remaining Strala 10 missiles. Keep in mind that was before the aircraft suppression was a thing, right? So way back in the day. So yeah, there was a chance that that eagle might have lived after all. Anyways, There's gonna be more artillery fire on the Praga here, right? MiG-29
Enemy at 3 o'clock.
kind of edging me again. Almost gets hit, killed, whatever. Napalm drops on these rifles, but misses, so we are gonna be able to evac actually. So that's obliterated, right? This needs to relocate now. Chinooks are still empty. I'm not paying attention. This guy finally managed to actually live, despite the engine damage, engine destroyed crit. Another scimitar spyglass with exceptional optics is arriving. This is gonna be targeting some. So I believe that this was a command unit. It was just an ATGM, alright. Same, I mean, still a good kill. So some cluster falls somewhere. We are still resupplying. I'm still not paying. I'm not sure what I'm doing at the moment. Maybe just microing this artillery, waiting for them to actually kill something. Charlie command in a very unfortunate position though. So this is full capped, right? The squads are being resupplied. Sultan with 1 HP is still chilling in the sector. This is what I'm doing basically. The Mott rifles were supposed to be pushing these buildings because there was optics here. And look, the AA is the next target, and it's 3 manpads. So yeah, very good kill, very good artillery target as well. Some cluster falls on this position, but all of my infantry and the captured MTLBs managed to survive. Finally, the Chinooks were sent off to the FOB, and the new guy actually lands to keep resupplying, just in case if anyone was
We've used up all our ammo, sir.
out of fuel or anything. Another triple manpad will all die to single Mott rifle squad. So this is my markers. There was an AT-GM in this building, a heavy machine gun in this one, so that's going to be the next targets for the artillery. And here comes the next armored BLOB offensive, right? Look at all these arrows, pretty much. Only problem is, like, you can't see past these train cars for some reason. Even though, like, there is nothing there. But it is what it is. So, Mott rifle stalling 3 manpad teams. There's gonna be mortars hitting this general area. There goes the heavy machine gun. The unspeakable guy should also be dying soon enough. T-64 gets, I mean, just claps this thing. So, infantry is kind of chilling, waiting for all the armor to arrive. Problem is, like, these scimitars, I need them for the optics, but they are still much faster than anything else. So, I risk losing them, and then if these guys die, then all of this makes no sense, right? Artillery relocating in a very weird position as well. There's some supply helo going down, very big supply helo. That was probably AI from the guy who surrendered. Alright, scimitars start opening. 2 minutes left, +6. We did manage to turn the game. Cluster bombers were purchased and 1 high explosive just in case I need them for whatever reason. Mortars are now going to be hitting this general area. Armored BLOB is arriving, taking out the T-72. 11th Easy Infantry is also contesting here. The command T-72 gets hit. This guy gets wrecked by the unspeakable guy. And during all this, I'm trying to actively find targets for artillery to delete. Right? Like that unspeakable guy, for example, or whatever was in here. Because you do want to get rid of AT-GMs as soon as possible if you are doing this kind of thing, because none of these guys have, like, super good armor. At the same time, Mott rifles and Mott scouts are pushing into this area, so we don't get targeted by this T-64, right? I don't mind losing the scouts and everything, but just infantry is what matters really, right? There's gonna be Gorillion, a rocket artillery hitting this position now. kind of expected, to be honest, but you know, I think actually nothing died to all of that artillery. I'm not sure.
It's hot here.
Alright, stuff did die. There goes one tank.
Friendly assistant.
Maybe this one. Alright, so he killed one tank. I believe that was Jurgen. Very useless. Is that gonna be a kill? I mean, it's a Carl Gustav, so it's not the best. So this is where I decided to just cancel this because we full capped for +7 and retreat. With 14 seconds left, there's gonna be some more artillery fire because they were trying to enter this sector. Uh, my infantry got wrecked. 3 seconds left, so yeah, that would be the game. I don't know. Every time I'm like, should I play for FUK because it's a very weird division. It's not really something you think of when you think of playing Warno. In most cases, I believe it seems like a very underwhelming division. But then every time I play them, I have a blast of a game. So that's why I play them rarely, right? There's the cluster arty hitting quadruple smirch. I mean quadruple Saxon, right? Except these were empty, so he killed no infantry, right? And then MLRS killed one squad. That's why I don't like rocket artillery that much. Look at this Naple. Killed one javelin, yeah. And then the Malka, which is like 200 plus points as well. On my side, I think this is, I mean, considering the unit, this is very good. Specifically this part. This guy killed only one special forces, so that wasn't worth. And then, like, this guy did the job, right? Chieftain Mark 11 is a different story, though. Chieftain Mark 11 is like a solid tank, actually. But the artillery absolutely paid off. I do want to check the second one. Yeah, they absolutely paid off because look, this guy killed 3 special forces squads, plus command squad, plus some weapon teams, right? And then this guy killed exceptional ground surveillance radar optics, right? And then command squad and special forces unspeakable guy. Right. Let's go over the deck. I also do want to check the 4th Mudshits and see how many Fallschirmjäger squads you can get, right? A 4th Mudshits is one of my favorite divisions, so that's 4. 8, 12. Oh, you can have 16 plus 2 command ones. But this is 8 dudes. Man, I don't really use these, right? So my 4th Mudshits looks like this. Never mind. We saw what we came to see. Let's go over the 4th UK. That's the wrong deck. This one. So, FOB, 2K supply truck, 3 availability, slow but armored, smoke equipped CV, 2K supply Hilo, and then 1500 supply. Basically, the reason why I use all these is that I really don't want to use 600 supply tracked vehicle. So this is my frontline supply, even though there's only 4 of them. This guy usually resupplies artillery. I am usually kind of much more defensive with resupplying on this division because, you know, you get only 4 of these and it's 1500 supply. So if you lose it, it's painful. But I'm really not about microing 600 supply tracked units, right? They do have smoke, but still. And then these guys, wow, uh, these guys fly to the fob. Reason for all of this supply is basically I really like this artillery. It's not 203, but it's almost 203, so yeah, works just as fine. Milan 2 in this thing, because this also has a Milan 2, so that's actually super good. And then rifles. What's my fast infantry here? So rifles arrive in this for some reason. Yeah, I know. So the idea was that if I have so many of these shit boxes all over the place to charge the enemy with them, they will be dying while my tanks attempt to actually do damage. Right. Also, Chieftain Mark 9 is not the cheapest tank in this division. There is this guy, but I don't know. At that point, I would rather just bring more of this. Anyways, two squads of this. Assault Pioneers in the Scut, because this is supposed to be fast infantry, right? And then Command Infantry, which is honestly a solid command squad, 6 dudes with the smoke. So artillery, cool things, plus 4 mortars, self-propelled, which matters a lot. And then Gorillion Chieftain Mark 11s, and then 10 Chieftain Mark 9s, just for numbers pretty much. And for fire support, Command Chieftain Mark 11, and this thing to shoot special forces in the face, right? Recon, so the new scimitar with the thing, right? And then motorized scouts. I really like this squad. I would just like if they didn't have the submachine gun and had like 2 more L85s, but it is what it is. UK suffers, right? Saxon is also very good transport. And then snipers. Hmm. All right, sure, snipers, right? Fox, you know what Fox does. 30 mil fire support, wrecks soft skin transports at the start of the game, and the exceptional optics heal, which is like the unique unit to this division. And then Javelin in the Saxon, every time I play this deck, I get frustrated that my Javelins are arriving in the Scat thing. And then every time I forget to actually switch it to Saxon, so here we are. Actually, there's a reason, because more shitboxes with double machine gun, plus 5 points cheaper, right? So, like, these are for the opener, and these are for having shitboxes. And then radar, AA, so you can pretend that you have a long range AA, right? And then the rage bait guy, if you know what I mean. And then 8 hell arms, but it's only an ITO, so it's nothing special. The guy with no cannon, sadly, I don't know what they were thinking. And then cluster bomber, high explosive bomber, and more cluster bombers because I figured I will be struggling to kill BVs and UDs and stuff like that with these things. So I equipped 4 cluster bombers for that. And that's also the reason for 8 hell arms. There is a swing fire, or the striker, really, the 23 pen, but it's 45% accuracy. And that's also the reason why I bring the Milan 2 and the Spartan MCT, because this is like basically 12 Milan 2s in a card, which is a very good deal. So, this is actually for killing infantry and being fire support, and then air tab, heli tab, and infantry tab are for killing tanks, apparently. Anyways, that would be the fourth armored, right? There's so many fourth divisions in the game right now. Anyways, until next time. GG, Seb, as always. Well played, everyone.